Welcome back. In today's video, we got a chance to sit down with our friend Matt Farah from The Smoking Tire. If you've ever been to HRE's open house, you know that Matt is often our MC. This time he was coming down to pick up wheels for his Taycan, so we took the opportunity to give him a tour and sit down and talk some shop. Hope you enjoy, and make sure to stick around to the end to see the reveal.
There he is.
Across the castle.
All right.
I am so ready to see these
got
wheels.
Your wheel here.
You made me 4, that's really a bonus.
And without getting damaged. That's
Ooh, yes. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Yeah. This looks great.
I think the polish just looks classic. Right?
It does, yeah. This looks excellent. And it bends the light in really, really beautiful ways.
Yeah. Matt, I know you've been here a million times, and you've been here for our open houses and stuff when I'm doing tours, but have you actually been on a tour here?
Ironically, no.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I don't think Matt's ever been on a tour.
I've been advertising the tour for 8 years, and I've never actually taken it. You want to give me the tour?
Well, they put the wheels on the car. Let's go do a tour.
Not without my coffee.
Okay, let's go.
I remember that my friend Corey Burns introduced me to you guys. Obviously, I had heard of the brand before, but I didn't really know anything about it other than good wheels. So I remember him going, "You should really meet them. You should really meet them." And whether you were at my house or not, or back in the day, I don't know. But I remember you came on the podcast, which was in our little crappy office that we had that for so long. Yeah. And I remember learning from you and Patrick in real time that the wheels that I had on my car were total garbage.
Oh, that's right.
I had started to tell you about these wheels that someone had made for me.
Yes.
And they were made by a guy who is a good person, and I don't want to crap on, but his primary business was actually like powder coating and refinishing and wheel repair. Yeah. And some of the engineering maybe wasn't behind the wheels, and I cracked them. Yeah. And you were like, "Oh, here's why that happened." And I was like, maybe I should just get HRE wheels, and you guys had made me the FF01s, and then I never went back.
You know, I don't think people realize like there's how much engineering that we put into our wheels and all the stuff that we do. Like I said, we're out there. Like I don't ever want a Porsche engineer looking at our stuff going, "That's not proper."
Well, and particularly if you're talking about high performance cars. Yeah. I mean, it's not that any wheel should be of a substandard quality.
It's a safety thing.
If you're going to be putting like lateral loads on these things, you know, with our compound tires and potentially on racetracks, you can't have wheels failing like that set of wheels that I had failed. Right. And so so I learned very quickly the importance of quality when it came to stuff like that.
Our owner's owned this business since '93, and he's seen a lot of changes over the years and all this stuff, obviously. But he was beating me up the other day. He's like, we're trying to create this new wheel we've got coming, and it's been months. We've been working on this wheel for months. It's like, what is going on? Your competitors are creating wheels way faster. And I'm like, no offense, but they have the freedom of irresponsibility. Like, we don't have that freedom.
Yeah, I mean, if
we have to make sure that all the I's are dotted and all those T's are crossed. And also there's a level of refinement that we put into it that is just on another level. And like on Instagram, you might not see it, but you see it in
No, you see it in real life. I mean, very, very, well-made things go beyond what you can get clout for on Instagram. I mean, it's you can look at the watch community. You can post pictures of fake watches, and people will react as if they are real watches. You can't tell.
Right.
And social media reducing everything to a 2x2 square. Whether it's a big thing like a house or a collector car storage facility. Instagram does not serve those types of things the way it serves small things.
So I know you're here visiting us, but I want to, I met you as a podcaster, right?
Yeah.
Then you became now an automotive journalist, right? I mean, I
was that then too.
And I apologize. Maybe I didn't know you, okay. Right? But I just recommended your channel to a guy the other day who asked me, he's like, who do you trust? All these guys. I said, well, I know Matt. I said, actually, the way Matt and Zach review cars, they appreciate the same things that I appreciate about cars. That's why I like watching their shows. And I said, they're intelligent and they're funny and they're car guys through and through. They get real cars, right? But I want to know, dude, like, you're big time now. You're doing car storage. Like, what's that journey been like for you?
Yes, the elevation from YouTuber to television to parking cars. Yes, everybody's dream. Everybody's dream of parking cars.
I wouldn't put it like that, but.
No, I mean, look, the car storage business, which for me is Westside Collector Car Storage, is my off-ramp from the gig economy, right? The gig economy, whether that's making videos, doing podcasts, writing columns, churning out content of whatever, appearances, emceeing. That's the gig economy, right? And there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But the best way to do the gig economy is to like have a stable backstop if you
just
can.
Recurring income.
Yeah, if you can, right? And that doesn't mean it's passive income. It definitely is work. It's a real business with real people, and we're open 7 days a week, and we have 2 locations now. So it's a lot, but annual payments, automatic monthly recurring credit cards,
for sure,
and a very competent staff mean that I ideally get some of the freedom to do gigs, come down here and hang out with you guys on a Wednesday, travel to whatever, and the ship keeps sailing. And look, my friend Carl used to say, for a lot of men, divorce is inevitable, and she'll have known for 6 months, and you'll have known for 6 days. That's he used to say that. So he said, be prepared. And while I'm not concerned with that for my marriage, YouTube, I am not going to be the one that decides when my YouTube career is over.
Right.
And I suspect I won't be quite prepared when that day comes. So balancing it out with podcasting, writing, and this storage business.
That's awesome.
Diversification.
Well, that's been a journey for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, one day I'd like it to be a little less stressful, but the perks are dope.
The perks, you live the life. You get to live the lifestyle for sure.
The perks are good. On a surface level, all looks amazing. You don't. Most people, most people don't see the panic attacks. I don't film them.
Yeah, for sure. It's a ton of work. So you're 522. Two-piece.
Yeah.
FMR. Why'd you pick that?
Well, the turbo twist design, inspiration of that, when I saw it on the Carrera GT on the 522M, and I subsequently saw it on somebody's Boxster. It was just an amazing look. And then somebody somewhere sent me a Taycan that you guys did. I think it was a Sport Turismo in white, same color as mine, with this 522 wheel on it in a shade of like gold or something. That was a little lighter than what I wanted, but very easy to look at that car and go, oh, this is what mine could look like. That's superb. And I narrowed it down between that one and one of the ones from the vintage series that looked more like the Porsche 935 racing wheel.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the number of it. I'm sorry.
The 935.
Is it the 935? That makes sense. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, check. So back and forth, little Photoshop, and I thought that the lines of this wheel just looked really good, and I don't particularly care about performance. I mean, this is a daily driver car. It's an errand runner. It's not the fast one. I don't care. We have the opportunity is to make it look very cool. And hopefully to not ruin the range. But from a performance perspective, what do I need to know about this wheel?
So first of all, it looks like a three-piece, but it's a two-piece. Okay. So the FMR for us is forged monoblock rim, okay? And what that means is, a traditional three-piece is, I think I mentioned before, it's folded over from sheet and spun, but they're not CNC turned, they're not very precise, the material's not as strong. So they're heavier and they don't run as true. They also you have to put the two pieces together so you have a seal, and sometimes they get punctured when you're mounting tires. And so that's what HRE was known for, but right now, I'll be honest, after we brought the FMR into our portfolio, three-piece now is less than 5% of our business. And so monoblock is still the majority, but two-piece is right there nipping on its heels. It's probably, 50%, 45%, and 5%.
But do you find there's a weird perception gap where people think two-piece is worse than three-piece?
Yes.
Even though it's actually better?
The original two-piece wheels, I think, that came out in the market years ago were not anything special. And three-piece was always deemed to be this really special thing because it was custom built and all that stuff. And so the center of a three-piece wheel has always been a lot of work. But
and the center of a two-piece wheel and the center of a three-piece wheel are basically the same. It's just where it gets mounted and the flexibility of offset,
and so now, we have a little less flexibility, but we have so many SKUs. I mean, we have thousands of rims and thousands of forgings here. So we have, and so we have a lot of flexibility now. It's just like one piece. Back in the old day, you made one piece. We didn't have a lot of different sizes. Well, now we cover everything with one piece, right? And so that fitment flexibility, there's very, very few things we can't meet with it. But the advantage is you get the strength now of a fully forged part that's been fully flow formed out, makes it very strong, very light. And so the rim barrels are as thin as our one-piece forged wheels. They're fully CNC machined. They're designed by us too. That's a nice thing, is we are wheel people, and we're not just rim people, we're wheel people. So we know how to create the geometry to add to the stiffness of the part and the strength of the part. And you can do that with not just the material, but with also the geometry. And so we optimize that. And so now we have a part that looks like a three-piece, but it has the strength and the precision of a one-piece. It does have a little weight penalty with the bolts, but if you want that look, it's the perfect
Is it literally just the weight of the bolts? That's pretty much the difference?
That's about it. It's not just the bolts, but it's the bolts and the connection.
And so
the connection is a little less efficient than having a one-piece, right? And so there's a weight penalty from that, but you're going to have even more of a weight penalty with three-piece, and you have rims,
structural
and you don't have
issues.
rims. So right now we really don't push three-piece. It's only for people that have a fitment that just doesn't work. And that's another thing. A lot of people buy three-piece wheels because I'm going to damage the rims or anything like that. Well, one, the FMR is going to take more energy. You're going to have to hit it harder to damage it. But it can get swapped out just like a three-piece. And we're actually seeing a lot of our three-piece customers now, if they have a pretty standard fitment, they send it in for us for repair. We recommend swapping them into two-piece, and we're having a lot more people turn their original three-piece wheels into a two-piece.
And you refinish them while they're here, so they go back.
We'll refinish the centers, and we'll do whatever they want with the rim.
That's awesome.
Then they get it looks like they have a brand new set of two-piece wheels that look like their original three-piece wheels.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cool. And walk like 200 feet away from the car with the key for like 3 minutes. That should that's a sleep cycle, and that should fix whatever hiccup it's having right now. It's probably not bricked, right? What the You can hear it coming with the Space Jetsons noises. It's Hans Zimmer. Literally.
Hans Zimmer.
It's literal. No,
really?
Yes. Porsche X Hans Zimmer. Oh,
that looks nice. That looks really good.
Yes.
That looks really good.
Yes. Yes, we've chosen wisely. Look at that.
Red, look good. Red, white, and blue looks good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's all right. That's fabulous.
And so you asked us about weight savings, and I was like, I have no idea. And so we weighed them, and so we saved 4 pounds per corner on the front and 5 pounds per corner on the rear, and that's going up 1 inch in diameter.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. These wheels are the best. You guys are rule. I'm never buying anything but HRE wheels. I mean, we did the specifications are exactly what we hoped it would be.
And we said that finish would look good with white, and I think it just looks.
It does. It works perfectly. Wait till we get it out in the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, this is indoors. That's gonna hit. And we'll get sun on it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. Glad you're happy.
Thank you. They look great. Really appreciate it. Dream gig, honestly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what we say right now because it's not going to make it.